Yo, listen, my birthday already passed, man. But this is a nice gift right here. We got Harada's interview about the current events of Tekken. When it comes to Heihachi himself, right? Guest characters coming soon to Tekken. Ay, ay, ay. And the future of Tekken in itself when it comes to like more content, more other stuff, more everything. So let's get busy.
Why did you lie to us? Why? How is Heihachi coming back from the dead? And what made you want to bring Heihachi
Explain,
back as the
Harada.
third DLC character for Tekken 8?
嘘をついたつもりはなくて、
He didn't mean to lie or anything about that. It was, Tekken 7, the really focused on the story arc between Heihachi and his son Kazuya, and so we really wanted to show that kind of final conclusion. And he seemed to die at that point, right? But then after that happened, Tekken 8 was released, and we put a lot of effort into the story, and the fans really seemed to be engaged with that. And as that
Okay.
was happening, we were kind of feeling that the players kind of missed him as well. Obviously,
I didn't miss I didn't miss him at all. Let's keep it a being. I didn't miss this man at all. I didn't miss this man at all. Keep him dead. Keep Hashi dead. I didn't miss this dude. Yeah, people missed him. Those are the old fans right there. They Heihachi fans. Stick to your guns. There's no way you implemented Heihachi Mishima style to your pet bear and the supplicating daughter of Heihachi. You know what I'm saying? And that moveset for no reason. Heihachi lives on through those who is related to him, who still loves him, still respects him. Even those who go against him, his legacy moves on, lives on. He's still around. He don't have to be physically present. His presence can be felt throughout the series. You don't have to be there. But you gotta be a good writer to like figure that out. But hey, no one got the quality writers in Harada's quarter. You know what I'm saying? So it's what it is. What it is.
we did too. So it was kind of decided later on that we would do that. So it wasn't a lie. And then also, the timing is right.
So y'all just change your mind. Y'all change your mind for how? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back for a second.
That, and as that was happening, we were kind of feeling that the players kind of missed him as well. Obviously, we did too. So it was kind of decided later on that we would do that. So it wasn't a lie. And then also, the timing is right since it's the 30th anniversary of the franchise. And so we need all three of the machines. The-
So him being completely dead is not a lie, because y'all felt like the need to put him back for the anniversary type beat. Okay, so what was the point of the story? What are the point of Tekken 7 story? Make it finalize. Like, y'all literally just admitted like the story doesn't matter. But somehow it does. But the story doesn't matter. But somehow it does. Still bad though. It's still bad. You still messed up, Harada. I don't care. You still messed up regardless. You can't set this up for Kazuya to be the big bad and just take that away and bring this dude back because fans said, yeah, please bring him back. It's not the Molina situation, bro. Yo, you have no idea how many people wanted Molina to come back to Mortal Kombat because people missed her. And freaking NetherRealm delivered. But in a way that it wasn't even planned. It wasn't even planned. So it just tells me it is in Tekken's case with the fact that just like developing DLC storyline stuff like that tells me that Heihachi was never gonna be back. It wasn't gonna be that case. But for some reason, whoever these vocal mind like people are, just saying that they want him back, like should you listen to them? Should you listen to them? Should you really listen to them? If you did, how about this? If for sake of like, lore, just bring up a clone or a robot It will not be Heihachi, but it'd be Heihachi-esque type beat. I don't mind a combat that look like Heihachi. That'll be cool. I'll like that. But not him being back. Now I gotta explain the BS of why he's back anyway. Kazuya he wasn't bugging. He saw his father. He dropped him off the lava. He hit him in the heart. Heart stopped. Put him in the lava. There's no way he survived that, bro. So you gotta explain that crap, Harada.
The most iconic in the series, right? 復活ができるよ。So, after the fact, we did kind of make the preparations. Reina kind of that link that she has to Heihachi.
Right.
And then also the logo, the 30th anniversary. If you look closely at it, you can see that it's comprised of devil wings, two different styles. But if you take
cool.
a step back and look at it, it actually looks
I
like
see
the
Heihachi,
silhouette,
yeah.
Heihachi's face, right? So we were doing.
But did it mean like he had to come back? Did that really mean? Does that really have to mean that he had to come back? Did he really have to come back? I don't think he had to come back. You set it up the way that he didn't have to come back. You just said it. You just told us like his lineage or what he did to the story and his influence was good enough for his, to those of his successors to take care of that. That had to be Jin. That had to be Kazuya, obviously, especially not Lars. It was bad. It's better. It was better. You set it up. I didn't write it. Y'all write it. Y'all write it the way it did. Now you're backtracking.
Some of the preparations in the background.
I know it's early, but can you tell us a little bit about how this Tekken 8 version of Heihachi will be different from previous iterations, and maybe like how he will use heat to his advantage?
まあでも
Like you imagine, it is a bit too early to be talking many details about this character. But to give some hints, he's a very powerful playstyle throughout the series, so we tried to recreate that in Tekken 8. So the focus is on that, but also if you saw little story hints about the monks in the footage and what he has to do with them, and that maybe will dictate some of his moveset as well. So there's some hints there. We hope that you look forward to hearing more about it.
Yeah, we saw this before, bro.
Announced is this partnership with Chipotle and Nike. Deals came about.
コラボレーション自体は
It really is several different cases. Sometimes they approach us. Other times it's something that we.
I don't care about this.
So we're half a year into Tekken 8's life cycle. How happy are you with how the game has been received by fans? And then separately, how have the sales so far met with your own expectations?
まず売上規模から言う
After the game release, it's been 6 months, like you said. We're happy with how the title's performing. It's continuing at a faster pace than the Tekken 7. Also considering that compared to the other fighting game titles, we haven't done the previous generation of
Y'all saw that? Look at this, bro. Why they show that?
titles. We haven't done the.
Why y'all showing this? Why y'all showing this? He's back. He could be in the freaking lava. Stream a volcano. No. This man saw it. He dropped his daddy in the freaking fiery lava. There's it could be a BS reason why he's back. I'm not gonna like it. But the meatheads, the fans who clap like damn seals, Hashi back, gonna eat this up no matter what. But the character is back. You know what? Good for y'all, bro. Y'all don't care about the lore. I do. This is where we diverge right there. You know? Still good game. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Previous generation of hardware. It's only on the current generation. So that considered as well, I think it's doing well. And then also from the community's perspective, the game's been released and it was supported a lot by new players. Some of the people who've been with the series for a long time, they voiced some concerns, etc. at the beginning, but those opinions change over the time. We've noticed during tournaments progressing, etc. People have more time with the game. Even the more advanced players kind of got a handle on it, and so
Sure.
their opinion has seemed to change in the past 3 months. And I would add the same. We had to make a brand new game. It had to feel like a proper installment. So Nakatsu and his
It gotta
team
be
really
functional.
changed the game system a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
and,
no. I believe you, Mark. Right? The thing, it had to be functional. It wasn't functional, bro. People feel like certain things wasn't working properly with certain characters' movements and moves. Why certain moves not hitting mids? Why certain moves not hitting lows when it should be? Because the way it's telegraphed for character to character, bro. They fixed up Kazuya. Thank you. He's an actual threat when it comes to the somewhat of the mid range, somewhat not mid range. No. Somewhat with poking. Poking, he got like. Thank you for that. I needed that for Kazuya. He's not going to look like a dude gotta be closing in all the time. And sometimes like the sidestepping doesn't feel right. I believe it still doesn't feel right. It needs to be tweaked to be like, somewhat defensive. Like to have an all offensive game, while some people just not that comfortable with the mechanics. Just going forward, it just people need more practice, and that happens. Some people don't care and they just like complain why they're losing every time because hey, if stuff not working, sidestep is not like doing his job, or whatever. So yeah, that's like all the people's complaints are justified in more ways than one. Yes, they are.
really clarified the key concepts of the characters and their strengths and weaknesses. And also, we did an update recently that addressed some of the things that the older players didn't like, maybe enhancing some of the defensive options, etc. So I think the game's really in a good place currently.
Many of the core mechanics of Tekken 8 have changed since the game was first revealed. Like specifically, I remember how the heat mechanics worked a little bit differently when I first saw it. Now that you've had 6 months since release and have heard feedback from both casual players and top-level pros, do you envision any more sweeping changes to the core systems in Tekken 8, or even some new additions?
そうですね。まあ最初はやっぱりヒート。
Like you said, we've made some changes to the heat system after release. The reasoning being that although the concept was clear and we felt we achieved it, that it was very fun to be on the offense and to open up your opponent and to be able to do damage, etc. Was quite exhilarating, but we realized that some of the elements that people liked about a 3D fighting game, being able to have the defensive options of sidestepping or using that 3D environment to your advantage.
We love that. And the sidestepping was always good, like what throughout the series? But it became more prominently that be prominent in what? From the times of like what, Tekken 5 all the way to now? Or before? Tekken 7 is still like a great game. I'll go back to it when I can. When it comes to defensive in this game, it's just somewhat there because they have armor moves. Heat engager, you interrupt your opponents. Then there's the heat. The rage arts. Oh my gosh, rage arts. Yeah, rage arts cool. And he took over the rage drive, so we ain't doing that. So we got rage, we got heat. And the basic fundamental of Tekken itself is right there too, and people just need to practice and see what's what. I want an option to just use heat. Listen, there's certain, and that has to be tweaked like an overall, right? I always said to this, like when it comes to offensive, that you can just turn on the heat when you want to. When you like pressing down on a certain move you're doing, you press on it and you press on it and like the heat comes out, and then you just go in. I thought that was the case, but nah. Certain moves just goes at heat automatically. I don't like that personally. And to have that to be a reality, like you press hold for heat, that's an overhaul on the main system. So I don't think that's gonna happen in the future. But if it does, I'll be very happy with that.
Strategically, was a little bit weaker perhaps than in past installments. So with the update, like we were mentioning, we enhanced those features a little bit more. So we currently think that the game is in a good place, and there are no further. We've already announced this to the player base as a whole, but we don't plan on making any sweeping changes to the game system itself. We plan on proceeding with this. Although we'll continue to be fixing
Knew it.
bugs and things like that. And also, like we talked about today, more about the product as a whole, adding new features or making quality of life improvements, trying to make it the best Tekken we can, since it is, after all, the 30th anniversary of the series.
Ay, ay, ay.
So Tekken has historically been a series that has included some kind of off-the-wall characters like Gon, Mokujin, Roger, Alex, Kuma, and Panda. Since Tekken 6, though, it's only really been Kuma and Panda representing that kind of character archetype. Do you think Tekken as a series has largely outgrown those types of characters, or is there a chance that we could see those characters come back?
いや、元々のテック
So the strategy, the thinking behind the franchise hasn't changed. It's not like we're intentionally removing those characters per se. But if you really take a close look at how they were back in those iterations, it was more of like they were, we call them compatible characters in Japanese, which means like the move set is another character and it's just the skin is different, right? So there are many of those characters in the past, not just the animals that you mentioned. And over the series, we've tried to flesh them out and to do away with that portion. So making sure that each of the characters are unique. So even if you have Kuma and Panda, their moves might be slightly different, or the rage arts or whatever. They're their own unique character. So that was the main thinking behind that. And it wasn't intentional that the other characters are not making an appearance. That said, in order to get everyone's favorites and then also include characters like that, we'd have to have a roster of like 60-some characters, which just isn't viable from a launch. And then also for the player base to learn how to play against that number of characters is a lot. So we wouldn't say they're not going to make an appearance ever again. That's just the current state.
So
where's Bruce, bro? Where is Bruce, Harada? Where he at? The fact that you brought in not only Brian Fury, you brought in freaking Josie, the Filipino kickboxer herself. Then you have another person, Faku Ram, who's supposed to be like a complete replacement for Bruce. Right? And yet, for some odd reason, right? He's just not around. And he never gave an explanation of why, And I like Bob too. Miguel too. They're cool people. I would love to know where the heck they're at. They should be around, be chilling, doing their own things, whatever. I just hope I just want to know where they're at, So crazy that he's still not around. It's insane.
Guest characters have been an important trend in fighting games, and Tekken obviously no stranger to them. What are your thoughts in general of having guest characters in your games, and do they come with any sort of unique challenges that maybe the average Tekken fan might not think about, as just from the perspective of a fan?
ありますね。
There is some things that maybe are behind the scenes that most people won't notice, that there's got to be a variety of conditions that align. We want that particular character in our game is the start. Does that IP owner want their property in our game? And then maybe both say, yeah, that's awesome, but there's then timing, like for our franchise, when do we want that character to appear? And for them, maybe they're like, no, we have plans, we can't have it until later, or we have plans that are coming later, so it has to be like right now.
All right.
And then
I understand.
the fans want to see that in the game. So there's a variety of conditions that have to occur before all this can work out to be in the game. And then I was just mentioning that even if that happens, which is the hard part, right? And then if you're using like a famous character that has a well-known actor attached to it, and their schedule is insane, you have to be able to find time to get them into the studio to record voice lines and things like that. So there's so...
But make sense of Negan. Negan is just the most outlier character to bring in your fighting game, period. It makes no sense. Yeah, zombies, blah, blah, blah. Resident Evil characters, Leon, Chris Redfield, Bart, I think I said her name, or Barrett, whatever. Wesker. This guy It had nothing to do with fighting games. The Walking Dead had nothing to do with fighting games. And don't get me knocked this crap, bro. Freaking that dude, I forgot his name. Oh, the guy who made Kingdom Hearts. Did the design for the characters Tekken 7. It makes sense to have Noctis in it because in a sense, Final Fantasy 15 was still going strong, but it makes sense of him being in the game. Not Negan. Not Negan. Negan is just a weird addition. It'll never. You cannot change my mind on that. You cannot change my mind on that. He's a weird addition. He should never be part of Tekken. Period. But he did. I don't know who made the calls. Maybe some dude pulled to Harada like, "Hello, Harada. You know The Walking Dead? Yeah, it's like one of the most popular TV shows in America. You don't mind putting Negan?" And Harada like, "Oh, sure, of course." And that's it. Done. I don't know the specifics. I'm just making my hypothetical. What happened? What went down? All right. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, Negan should never have been there in Tekken 7. Period.
So many obstacles that have to be overcome for that to happen. So it is quite a challenge.
I wanted to ask you if you were familiar with the recent rise of creator-led team tournaments like the Sage Jam Slam, which I know you had a thing with yesterday.
Again! Oh, the rainbow! Oh my god!
And the CR Cup. Have you checked any of these out? And what do you think of the team format of having teams that are led by professional players, but then the teams themselves are mostly made up of non-FGC streamers, YouTubers, and other content creators?
That sounds like fun.
He actually does watch those events, and he's a fan of some of the VTubers or streamers as well.
Oh,
that maybe not.
Okay, cool.
Might not be a FGC person, so he's aware of it and thinks it's really a great thing that's happening because you have these pros who know their games quite well, but you have the streamers who haven't perhaps played some of these games, and they all have their own communities who maybe don't play fighting games that are then become interested because of their favorite streamer. And another thing that's quite interesting that happens is that even if some of these people watch that stream and they find it interesting, maybe they're not even motivated to play the game themselves, but they still enjoy watching it and being a part of the audience and enjoying that experience. So,
no way to call that is you being a lurker. Yeah, you're a lurker. If you just pull up and see a stream and don't nothing, but you want to see somebody playing the game, yada yada yada. That'll be that. You'll be a lurker. But for people who just want to interact with people, don't tell them Blaze Styles, who's their favorite character, and blah blah blah. That's definitely happens in streams on Switch or Kick or any other platform. When you want to watch people streaming Tekken or any other fighting games. Sometimes you be seeing people playing fighting games like that you don't even see them playing fighting games like that. Like, for example, you'll never see Berlizzi playing Tekken. I'll tell you that right now. He's more of a Smash dude. Or even freaking your age, whoever's like that. You don't even see Charlie playing Tekken. What's critical? I don't see Mutahar playing Tekken. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised I've seen Afro taking the time of his his life playing Tekken. So he even playing fighting games like that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, these type of streamers, some will expand their horizon from their niche of games they play. Some won't. It is what it is. But the whole point of the tournament with Chase Jam setting up is people having fun. People just enjoying themselves, even though it's something they diving their foot into and getting their feet wet, something that they don't even play like that. But he's gonna have fun with it anyway. That's what the whole core concept, the whole goal is, man. It's fun, bro. Video games are fun, and just enjoy yourselves, bro. It'd be like that.
So that's a cool thing to see. Fighting games reaching a new audience, but maybe they're not playing it. That's still cool though. I would say the same thing. I mean, I'm a close friend of Sejam and some of these people, and we're not directly involved that often, although we did make an appearance. It's great to see what they're doing with the game, and to see the journey for me especially. I was watching Lily Pichu, and to see her start off with no knowledge of Tekken, and then she just becomes so engrossed, and I see her face the hurdles that beginner players face, and then she overcomes them as she's playing people online, and then to see her face new problems
Oh yeah,
as
she's
an
playing
intermediate
Lily.
player
Oh,
and
she
to see
got
that
it.
journey, her community experience that and grow with her is just totally awesome.
Yeah, and just like, you know, I love seeing it from this perspective of seeing the love of fighting games in real time blossom in someone, right?
Right.
How was it launching on console and PC without an initial arcade release, and how has that, you know, changed the way you develop, and you know, now how has it changed, like post-launch updating of it?
単純にファンから見れば、
You know, back in the day, it was, I guess you could say, a bit easier because we start off with the arcade iteration, which just includes the battle portion of the game. So that allowed us to put some time into polishing that portion before moving on to the console, in which you start adding the various modes and other features that the console version received. But since we don't have that now, it's like you have to provide everything from the start. You have to do the brand new game systems, all the stuff that goes into the console version. You have to polish them at the same time as well as create it. And it's just, it's really intense. That said, back in the day with the arcades, you know, there wasn't a worldwide connected internet and the fan base and all that. So the communities were really localized, and to get feedback, it was very
Yeah, times change over time, yo. Like it's strictly just have the game up package completely. That's the game how it is. I don't know what was like in the age of Tekken 6 because that's when like internet stuff, online play happened around like what? Oh, what? 08, 09? That was going on. Yeah, and after that, it was just like it's a weird time. It was a weird time. Like there was so many variations of Tekken 7 that there was a time when Jin was not gonna be in the game. I'm serious. He was not supposed to be in the game. He was like Peeps Max video about it. I think he's talking about like the history of Tekken 7. And one of the instances he said that yeah, Jin was not supposed to be in the game, but he had to be in the game, no story reasons, so he was in the game. Same thing. He's not supposed to be there whatsoever. I'm telling you. He was not supposed to be there, period.
now, although we have to create everything at the start, and it's quite intense, we're more easily able to get feedback from the community because they're connected to each other across the world. And it's easier to access some of the more advanced players as well to get their feedback with the game. So that does help. You know, so there are the challenges and drawbacks, and then also the feedback. It's easier to get, but you're kind of like overwhelmed by it because before you're looking at just the battle portion for the arcade, but when we released Tekken 8 without an arcade version, you're getting feedback about the balance of the game, the brand new system, some kind of characters, maybe one of the features.
Yo, for those who know, someone pulled up to this Mark, right? Someone said, "Hey, fix Kazuya." Yo, fix yourself, bro. Fix Kazuya. I don't know why someone say that, bro. That's so disrespectful. And guess what? They fixed Kazuya. Crazy, right?
Of the game that people, there's so much that encompasses that it's quite difficult to sift through it and then decide what do you prioritize, because we can't do all of it at once, right?
And then final question, I'm asking this to all the fighting game developers and producers that I'm talking to, but what do you believe is like the next step forward for the fighting game genre? We just kind of overcame netcode with most games coming out now having rollback netcode. What do you envision as like any sort of new innovation or technology that you think could improve the genre and bring it into a new era of fighting games?
そうですね、まあテクノロジー。
Like you
What a
said, there's
loaded
been various changes like rollback, etc., that have changed. But what he's looking for in particularly is maybe more of the community aspect and how that changes, because we've seen a change outside of games, just the internet as a whole and how people interact with each other and make friends, etc. That perhaps that will somehow make its way into fighting games. And there's kind of an earlier iteration, you know, our Fight Lounge in Tekken 8 that you can experience that to some
It
degree.
is inevitable.
But then also just the way that you play the game. For example, currently it's normally a one-on-one matches, maybe ranked or something
True.
like that,
For that.
where maybe we start to see more of a team-based battles, which are quite popular in areas like Japan. Just seeing the way that people interact with each other in a fighting game, not just directly in the battle, is something that will probably evolve. Maybe perhaps the way that you cheer on someone in a fighting game, you're not playing directly, but you're still enjoying it as you watch them. Or maybe the way that you interact with that certain group who are playing the games online in some kind of a lobby, etc. These are the areas he thinks will maybe see changes in the future.
僕はでもあれですね、
There's a lot of possibility in the AI features that we included. For example, in Tekken 8, we can play against more refined CPU character because they mimic tendencies, etc. But the AI characters, the Ghost example that we have, there are various uses. It's not just to battle against them. It helps point out your flaws and help you practice and enhance your weak areas. Or maybe it's an AI version of yourself and allows you to more take a step back and see your own weaknesses more effectively. And so it kind of complements that what Rada was talking about, that online community and how you interact with them. But then you also have this kind of AI companion to help you in your journey as a player.
Really
and they're kind of interwoven as he sees it. He's joking that maybe from the AI players, when you beat them, they're going to start sending you salty messages like real players.
You know those pluggers, bro? You know those rage quitters? They be sending a lot of salty messages when they rage quit. Happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with the rage critters right now, but all I know is this: rage critters, hold as L, y'all suck. You know. 2, count your days. Like I said again, it took way longer than I expected it to, but yeah, the team, Farada, the second team, definitely is holding these rage critters accountable. These pluggers are facing just desserts. And yeah, bro, this is what happened to them, bro. Everybody trying to play the game. Everybody trying to have fun. It's not fun just plugging people like that, random, like all the time. If you do it all the time, yeah, you gotta get out of here. Once or twice, yeah, I'll put some leeway in it. You never know what's going on in someone's life. Power went off. Some guy leave the game, eat some dinner. You don't know. It'd be like that.
I agree with Nakatsu too myself that I think the fun part of fighting games, and Harada mentioned this, is not going to change. It's that chess between you and your opponent. But we see that it's often hard to get people who have no knowledge of fighting games to get to that step where they find out why fighting games are so amazing. So I think like Nakatsu and his team, some of the things that they've done with the AI characters, or I don't think he talked about.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're a beginner in fighting games, Tekken 8 will not be a game I recommend you. I'm serious. It'll not be the game I recommend. I am more likely to recommend you Street Fighter 6 to be your first fighting game than Tekken 8. Cause Tekken 8 you gotta be on your toes. You know what I'm saying? Not much with Street Fighter 6. Cause anyone can be on that game. Anybody never played fighting game before can be on that game and be good. That's excluding like the assist function where you play the game automatically. I'm not talking about that. Like you can actually be actually get pumped to the fighting game scene through Street Fighter 6. Not even Mortal Kombat 1 can do that for you. Well, in Street Fighter 6, I play that game a lot, you know? And I recommend Street Fighter 6 to be your first fighting game more than anything else. Not Tekken 8. But if you really want to, try Tekken 8, it could be like one of your second, many other games you want to try out. Instead of running the trend, see what's what. Like nowadays, I can't recommend you old games. Like what? Street Fighter 5, 4, like Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive. I won't recommend games like that for anybody, but it's your choice at the end of the day. What game you want to pick? I just recommend you try out Street Fighter 6 to be your entry to find game niche.
Today, but the replay against you and an opponent where you can see that, but then you can practice a certain iteration. I think those kind of things where it helps people get to that point where they can enjoy the chess is some of the evolution we're going to be seeing as well.
That's literally it. So I ain't gonna lie, not a bad interview. It still leave a bad taste in my mouth that they brought back Heihachi because people said so, and I do be saying like, hey, listen to the customers, bro. And I'm like, I don't know how many people was the majority who wants Heihachi back, but all I know is that he should never have came back into the. I'm not say forever, but I'll say story wise. He shouldn't be back story wise. That's all I'm saying. I say clone. I say robot. All the above. No, Brian Fury's an android. So it's not that far fetched that he can't come back as said android, you know what I'm saying? But that him coming back survived the lava splash? Hell nah. Still bad. Absolutely terrible. Y'all comments. You wanna like say a piece about Heihachi? Want to talk about the rest of the interview? What you think about the rest? I'm here. Comment down below. Like you did this reaction. Oh, and subscribe for more Tekken content. I'm not stopping here, bro. I love me some Tekken, and I ain't stopping here. Tekken's home to the channel, and ain't going nowhere. So y'all be safe, be easy, and be chilled. Yo, Hashi coming back is trash, but there's a different ways to get him back. Once again, robots. Lee Chalon. It'd be funny that you use Lee Chalon to bring back Heihachi to be his servant. I'm just saying, it'd be funny like that. Like legitimately a servant who fights like combat. Yeah, bring combat back as Robo Heihachi. I'm all for Robo Heihachi. But everybody can't get what they want. It what it is.